An Army veteran found dismembered along the highway.
I shot him, and then I drug him over here, and then over a period of time, I dismembered him.
Sheriff's officer, search warrant, open the door! Just let it down so it doesn't hit us in the face when we go out. Hey, we gotta open the door.
On this sheet, I want you to draw a timeline, an updated timeline.
3 young men, forged in the fires of military brotherhood, escaped the grind of army life to chase a fresh start in the wild beauty of New Mexico. Laughter around campfires, dreams of freedom under endless skies. But beneath that bond simmers something dark, resentment, rage, and a chilling detachment that turns one of them into a killer. This isn't just a story of murder. It's a gut-wrenching tale of betrayal, lost potential, and the haunting question, what pushes a man to erase a friend like he's nothing more than trash? Welcome to the shadows of Taos County, where on a fateful July day in 2025, 25-year-old Matthew McLaughlin's life was brutally snuffed out by the very hands that once fought alongside him. Stick with me as we unravel the twisted path of Rainor Joiner, a 23-year-old army deserter whose confession will leave you questioning the depths of human darkness. How could camaraderie turn to carnage? Let's dive in, and I promise you won't look away. Let's start with Matthew McLaughlin, the heart of this story, the one whose light was extinguished too soon. Born in the rugged beauty of West Virginia, though some reports confuse it with Virginia, Matthew grew up in a large family, the kind where love was abundant but resources stretched thin. He had 7 siblings, and his mother, Rebecca, was the pillar holding it all together. From a young age, Matthew showed that spark, curious, adventurous, the boy who'd climb trees and dream big. But life in Appalachia isn't easy. Poverty, limited opportunities, it weighs on you. Matthew sought escape in the US Army, enlisting to find purpose, discipline, maybe even a way out. Stationed at Fort Benning, Georgia, he threw himself into training, earning an honorable discharge. He was proud, his family prouder. Rebecca would beam when talking about her son, the veteran. But the army isn't all glory, it leaves marks, invisible ones. Matthew battled substance abuse, a silent war many vets fight alone. Drugs became his crutch, clouding the man he could be. It was at Fort Benning that fate intertwined his life with Rainor Joiner and David DeGroat. Joiner, 23, and DeGroat, 22, were in the same unit, drilling, marching, sharing barracks banter. They became fast friends, or so it seemed. But Joiner and DeGroat didn't finish their terms. They deserted, vanishing with warrants for their arrest. Why? Records don't specify, but desertion speaks to deeper issues, perhaps disillusionment, fear, or something more sinister in Joiner's case. What hidden tensions were already brewing in this so-called brotherhood? Hold on, because the real darkness is just beginning to emerge. The trio, post-service, decided on a bold move: relocate to Taos County, New Mexico. Taos is a place of magic and mystery, home to ancient Native American pueblos, artists' colonies, and vast deserts that swallow secrets. It's isolated, peaceful, a perfect reset. Joiner, positioning himself as the helper, invited Matthew to join them as roommates. To straighten out his life, he said. Imagine the hope in that. 3 buddies starting anew, supporting each other through rough patches. Matthew, struggling with his demons, must have seen it as salvation. Laughter echoed in their modest home, dreams shared under starry skies. But in isolation like this, where no one watches too closely, what happens when old wounds fester? Could this fresh start really heal, or was it just a facade hiding something deadly? But salvation turned to hell. As they settled in, tensions brewed like a storm on the horizon. Matthew's addiction worsened. He brought narcotics home, invited strangers over, and, according to Joiner, spoke ill of him behind his back, running his mouth. Joiner called it, a phrase that drips with petty rage. DeGroat, the quiet one, witnessed the escalation. Court documents paint a picture of weeks-long planning. Weeks, Joiner confided in DeGroat about his game plan, threatening him into compliance. I tried to talk him out of it a few times, DeGroat later wrote, his words laced with fear. But Joiner was unrelenting. His mind a dark state where violence felt inevitable. Can you feel the claustrophobia in that house? Shared meals tainted by unspoken plots. Laughter forced while one man sharpens his intent like a blade. The air thickens with suspicion. Who will snap first? And when the breaking point comes, will anyone survive the fallout? The day arrived. July 25, 2025. The air thick with summer heat, Matthew heads to Colorado for groceries, a mundane errand that becomes his last. DeGroat, coerced by Joiner's death threats, lures him to a specific intersection. Joiner waits in ambush, AR-15 style rifle loaded. Matthew approaches, arms full, perhaps whistling or lost in thought. He says something, what, we'll never know exactly, but it's the spark. Joiner fires once into the chest. Matthew falls gasping. Joiner advances, shoots twice more into the head. To finish the job, he says coldly in confession. The groceries spill, milk, bread, symbols of normalcy shattered, blood pools on the dirt. In that instant, a life ends. Matthew, the son, brother, veteran, reduced to a body. But the nightmare is far from over. What twisted acts follow in the dead of night? What follows is unimaginable horror. Joiner drags DeGroat into the aftermath, gun in hand. You're going to help me with this. You're not going to tell anyone, or I will kill you. Over the next days, yes, days, they dismember Matthew. Joiner wields the tools, cutting limbs, torso, head. DeGroat holds bags open, his hands shaking, soul breaking. Parts are stuffed into trash bags, driven to US. Highway 64 near Tres Piedras and dumped like garbage. Scattered sites to evade detection. Joiner later describes it without flinch. It should be his arm or what I cut from his arms, legs and torso. The head and hands in a bucket. Chilling. Meanwhile, Rebecca feels the void. On July 31st, she reports him missing, her heart heavy with worry. Something's wrong, she tells police. If only she knew the barbarity. As bags lie hidden in the wilderness, how long until the truth claws its way out? Discovery comes swiftly, mercifully. Bags found along the highway in late July, early August. Sheriff's deputies investigate. Human remains. The medical examiner confirms. Matthew McLaughlin. The link to roommates is quick. Phone records, witnesses, the shared history. August 18th. Arrest at their home. The interrogation, captured on body cam and released October 2nd, is a window into abyss. But what secrets spill from the suspect's lips? Will their words reveal the monster within or deepen the mystery? Joiner Miranda'd confesses flatly. I was just so pissed. He said something and I just shot him. Details pour out: positioning, shots, dismemberment, disposal. He signs it, shows no tear, guides deputies to sites. I did it, I fecked him, and I don't fucking regret it. Deputies are floored. No emotion, just void. DeGroat's statement echoes, luring under duress, failed interventions, the threats. These words aren't just admissions, they're a glimpse into a soul devoid of light. But why? What lurks in Joiner's mind that makes killing feel so easy? Now the psyche of Rainor Joiner, the core that hooks you, horrifies you. He calls himself not normal in the head, always plotting kills for those around him. Even DeGroat. His father predicted he'd love killing. Joiner affirms, I did, I loved it, and it was easy. A dark state of mind, where murder is not a hard decision. Controlling, he manipulated DeGroat with terror. No remorse in footage, just detachment. Experts might see psychopathy, empathy absent, violence thrilling, but no diagnosis yet. Trial will tell. His army desertion, perhaps early sign. This man, who invited Matthew to help, betrayed profoundly. As we peel back these layers, ask yourself, is evil born or made, and could it hide in anyone? Charges: Joiner, first-degree murder, conspiracy, tampering, assault, battery. DeGroat, murder, conspiracy, tampering. August 19th court. Detention hearings. Joiner September 4th. Judge Chavez denies release. Evidence overwhelming, danger high. DeGroat mid-September. Same fate, brutality, weak ties. Both jailed, army involved. October 2025. They await trial. Joiners in 2026. But as the wheels of justice turn slowly, what lasting wounds remain for those left behind? Rebecca grieves. Planned for weeks, never see my son again. GoFundMe aids family. Public rage simmers. Death penalty demands. This case echoes. Veteran struggles. Isolation's peril. Evil's mask. What if? One talk, one intervention. Matthew's story warns. Reach out. Joiners. Vigilance against hidden darkness. In Taos shadows, lessons linger. Stay hooked. Humanity's fragility demands it. As the sun sets over Taos, remember Matthew, not as a victim, but a son, brother, veteran. And Joiner, a warning. Darkness hides in plain sight. Stay vigilant, friends. Evil wears familiar faces.